Aka-laka-laka boom, boom, boom. Aka-laka boom, 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 boom. Aka-laka-laka boom, boom, boom. Aka-laka boom, 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 boom. Aka-laka-laka boom, boom, boom. Aka-laka boom, 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 boom. Aka-laka-laka boom, boom, boom. Aka-laka boom.
The powder hit the flames. Everybody was surprised. Krill flipped the Baron's desk and held her safely right behind. The papers flew around, an admin tornado, now strewn across the ground and in the pockets of unknown. Quinchfield's under attack. Quinchfield's under attack. Heber seen it, won't fight back. Quinch is feeling under attack. Heber seen it, won't fight back. Quinch is feeling under attack. Heber seen it, won't fight back. Quinch is feeling under attack. Heber seen it, won't fight back. Quinch is feeling under attack. When the dust has settled, we make our excuses and venture down. There is definitely something strange occurring in this town. The papers prove she did conspire with a hobgoblin crook, if that's a desire.
As you flick through, again, just more bureaucratic stuff. You do notice it's a journal, but it's sort of, she has some dates and times in there. You know, it's not a journal in the sense of like a calendar per se, but every now and again there'll be something that marks a particular day or a particular, you know, something, event or something that's happening. And you do spot in there, quite a way back, sort of towards the beginning of the journal, you spot a note that says Dekvar meeting dash solve our problems ?
I knew it. I was gonna fucking grab her throat and fucking fly her out of that window. I was gonna get everything out of her. But I showed quite a lot of restraint, I'd say.
Instead, headbutting a picture. But did you know half? Beautiful picture. The paper that you found that she noted Quinch's name. Oh, not Quinch's name, but she started writing in. She's written, oh God, what did he say? Monkborn Cyan.
Cyan, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Monkborn Cyan.
Dazzles in the sun.
Then underneath, is it him? And then underneath, Bard, ?
Okay.
Christ.
I think somebody knows who we are that she may have spoken to.
Well, it's obviously...
It does. It
She's
does
had
say.
potential forewarning of us.
It says me rather than us. Although, yeah, obviously it does say a bard as well. But yeah.
Well, I mean, you're a bringer of omens, really. Maybe someone brought the omen before you.
I didn't.
Who said that?
I wasn't particularly bardy in there. I wasn't. Florid in my words. I wasn't particularly talky. I don't think I.
For a change.
I was.
Maybe that's why it's such a question
to clarify.
mark.
Exactly. Just to clarify, the note says Monkborn Cyan. Is it him? Bard ? So it doesn't actually say that you're a bard. Doesn't say that any of you are bards. Just says Bard ?
You did use some big words in there as well, from what I remember.
But equally, she made this note when it was just Quinch in the room. It's worth noting.
She thought Quinch was a bard.
I assume it was as if to say, where is the bard that's with him normally? And then...
So, do we want to tell her, or what's our plan of action here?
That is a fucking good question.
Yeah, I don't trust her at all.
Can we... Krill?
Hello.
Can you just go and stand over there for a minute? Purely
What?
because of the smell, not for any other reason.
Greg, do you have a shower spell by any chance?
Actually, you can control water.
What's that water spell you have?
Actually, Krill, I might have something here for you. Quinch retrieves the pillow that smells of luscious women.
Have you still got those? Have you still got those blocks? Have you still got those blocks of incense from session 1?
Is that what I'm What's the thing that smells of nice women that I stole? That's what I was going to get out.
You rubbed incense on your horns right at the start.
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago. I mean, like
Yeah,
2 weeks ago.
I've still got them, yeah.
Can I borrow some?
While Quill and Crinch, while they're arguing over incense and water, Gregomel has zoned out. In fact, he doesn't see the alleyway anymore. In fact, it's far, far, far too dark for him to see. And he gets a sense that it's not him anymore, in fact. Although it's too dark to see, you have a lifetime of self-reliance to capitalise on, and a good internal compass that allows you to roughly remember your route through the cave. You rely on the feel of the rock beneath your feet, the sound of the water in the cave, and the merest sound of the outside world to guide you. Soon that stench you remember from before has returned, fouler than ever, fitting for the conversation you two were just having. Soon that stench you remember from before has returned, fouler than ever. It is enveloping you and throwing your senses off. All of a sudden, you're not sure if you're in the right place or taking a wrong turn. You worry you'll be stuck in this dark place forever. And then pain, sharp, searing pain, sinks into your right shoulder. It's followed by a weight leaning against your back, but no sooner have you felt it than you've jumped forward. The thing has followed you and goes to grab you, but you shove back, hands touching soft, viscous flesh. A second or two later, you hear the sound of the creature's bare feet slapping the stone beneath it, followed by a soft thud as it seems to fall against a wall. What comes next is the deafening sound of rocks crashing against each other, and suddenly the air is filled with dust. Your lungs are on fire, your eyes sting, but even over your coughing you can hear screeches and shouts coming from everywhere? Somewhere? You start walking and then running in any direction you can find. That internal compass is spinning all over the place and you don't know where you're headed. The darkness, the smells, the entire surroundings are now working against you. While moving, you feel one thing grab for you, and then another. You escape their grasp, tripping but managing to right your balance just at the right time before you fall flat, and you pick up your pace. You don't know whether it's by one of the gods' intervention or just blind luck, but eventually you manage to make it outside, and once again you're blinded by light. So that didn't come with any pain, that is just literally you've gone quiet for a couple of seconds. I'm just going to revert back to the barbarians who are going to be still pissing over the incense or something.
Well, I'd like to think that having insisted to Krill that there will be areas of his body that he will not be able to reach, Quinch has persuaded him that he will rub him down, and so Quinch is rubbing the incense all over Krill, if he'll allow it.
Oh, it's been happening for several minutes.
I'm doing a very good job.
Very, very thorough.
Guys, I seem to have had another one of my premonitions, visions, whatever you want to call them.
As Quinch is rubbing Krill's thighs, he moves from behind. He grabs his sort of side thighs and buttocks and just pokes his head round to pay attention to Gregomel.
Jesus Christ.
It wasn't anything too telling. It was merely someone escaping a dark, dingy cave, being grabbed at. But I feel they made it out safely. So perhaps we should press on out of the town for the time being.
Maybe look for this cave.
This town is bad. The solution to finding the missing children lies within this town. We need to find this hobgoblin. If Destra is planning to have a meeting with the hobgoblin, maybe we need to stake this out.
Do you think Dekvar could be involved with the hobgoblin?
The clerk, the water baron.
No, Dekvar.
Dekvar is the hobgoblin.
I thought he was... Okay.
To clarify...
Are you confused again, Gregomel?
Yeah, apparently.
It's probably the visions that's throwing off. To clarify, that note about the meeting was a thing in the past, so it was towards the earlier in the book.
So she has already met with him, presumably.
So she's already had the meeting and said in the
we
meeting.
could still stake her out, because she might be having further meetings with him.
You think
she's a vampire?
Me and Quinch finished the activity. And Krill thinks on his abilities, and he goes, I think we need some help with this one. Are there any animals?
No, I think I got it all. Quinch buries his face into Krill's armpit. No, you're good, buddy. I'll slap on the back.
MJ, you can have an insenspiration point.
I don't know if that's real or not.
I say thanks and just pat him on the head. Are there any birds or small animals around of any kind?
I mean, you probably would have seen some animals. Yeah, I mean, you could do some searching around for some horses. There's likely to be some stables.
So I need like a bird, maybe. A bird might be good. Are there birds flying overhead, or birds perched on a house, or?
Not where you are, no. I mean, you would have seen birds. I mean, realistically, I mean, when it comes to birds, you might have seen a few small ones, like around the market square. There might have been the occasional sort of like pigeon or something like that.
I need to talk to a pigeon.
Okay.
Let's hope it stays still for 10 minutes.
Krill says, I'll be back in a moment, and hurries off towards the marketplace.
Oh, splitting the party in Yartar, splitting the Yarty. What are the rest of you doing while?
I wanted Krill. I wanted to get rid of Krill so I could speak to everyone else without Krill being there. Look, guys.
Should I mute you guys for a minute?
No, it's fine. I'm quite happy for you to hear what I'm saying. I just don't want Krill to.
Should we fucking kill him and get rid of him?
Dweezil, I understand it. I've sorted it. I've been rubbing him for 5 minutes.
It's not the stench of the body odor. It's the stench of the entitled. This town is run as a police state. This town is controlled by a fascist ruler, and I believe that we are here to do something about it. And I don't know whether Krill would agree, because Quinch, you are a warrior for justice. Daboff, you know what it is like to be on the streets. You know what it is like to have to fight for your life, and you've had to earn everything you've ever had. Gregomel, you are a being of tremendous power, but within you is a strong moral compass. Krill is an entitled Tory wanker. And I'm not sure he would see a problem with the way this town is run.
Well, this is why I threw a bit of a fit
bit of a fit of anger. I put on a show, didn't I? I wanted it to appear as if we as a group had some fractured feelings, and so maybe she will be more akin to listen to your tidings should we ever meet again, and maybe she views me more as an enemy, and there is that internal conflict could lead to some credence in her mind that she believes yourselves more than I. I don't know what I'm saying, but it sounds pretty good actually, yes.
Maybe she did think you were the bard.
Davos going to say, well, maybe we can use that to our advantage in that we could almost use Krill as a sort of infiltrator and say he wants in on this system, that he sees he's obviously the son of a chieftain, and maybe he can go in and say he wants an alliance.
As soon as she notices that the papers are gone from her room, she's probably not going to trust this anymore.
True. There is that. Wish I'd thought that far ahead. But maybe
we've burnt this bridge already.
She may think that she misplaced them in the commotion.
I mean, they will literally vanish after 10 minutes.
Yeah, that might be a bit of a giveaway, to be fair.
But Krill did try and save her life, or at least it appeared that way. I imagine it was genuine. But
how long has it been?
Since since you left the building?
I assume longer than. Well, you were rubbing him down for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I would say you're probably about half an hour since you've left the building. You obviously had to try and find somewhere, and you've had a conversation. And on that point, I'm actually just going to leave you for a second. I'm going to head over to Krill, who's been running around the streets of Yartar looking for pigeons.
Have I managed to find any?
Listen, kids. Listen, everyone at home. Like, you get into Dungeons and Dragons thinking there's going to be dungeons, there's going to be dragons, and you end up trying to have a conversation with a half orc through the beak of a pigeon. You can only dream of such things. You run around, you see a few animals, but you're maybe just a little bit too hurried and a little bit too frantic, and maybe some of those sort of smaller animals are sort of running away from you, because, you're a big guy, and, they see you, and they think, oh shit, we're in trouble, and they're running away. But you manage to get your way over to the, market square from where you are. And as I mentioned, the market is still in full swing. There's still plenty of people milling around.
Is there like a food? Is like a baker's stall of some kind?
Yeah. There would be a little bakery stall. But what I was going to say is these pigeons are used to lots of people around. Anyone that's been to London, London pigeons are hard bastards, and they don't give a fuck about anyone. And
gonna have to speak to one of these dead fish crew.
So
we'll skip the bread.
Yeah. So
I just sort of nonchalantly, as it were, I just
sidle up to a pigeon.
Excuse me.
What's going on, lads?
Excuse me, lads. Is there a group of them, or is it just one?
There's several pigeons, although they're the one closest to you is pretty much on its own. There's a couple sort of nearish, but you get the sense they're probably associates rather than friends.
Excuse me.
Oh yes.
That's not the voice I thought.
Weird that there's an owl out in the middle of the day.
How do pigeons speak then? Come on.
No, I like that.
Actually, in hindsight, it's perfect.
No. If you want to be an expert in bird voices, let's go.
I imagine they'd sound just like a slightly smaller owl.
I think it's a good bit of coincidence that I'm talking about staging a religious coup, and Krill's busy talking to a creature that literally says coup.
Yeah, Krill got confused what you meant.
I said a religious coup then. A religious coup.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not religion. It's politics.
Yeah.
Two different things.
But they're all evil.
I need to ask you for some information.
Oh, do you have any bread?
I intended to, but then I was advised I may not need it.
Oh, well, I'd like some bread.
Yeah, back in a minute. Can we just the Benny Hill that I've ran across and bought some bread? Would you want to play?
I want you to role play the bread, please. If you want to role play this conversation.
Okay, back in a minute. I run across.
Get your bread here. Get your bread. Get your bread. One silver piece for a loaf of bread.
I would like one loaf of bread.
There we go. One loaf of bread, one silver piece.
Here's your silver piece.
That's going to be one fat pigeon.
Shut
Eats the whole
up.
loaf.
Listen. Leave him alone. He's a Tory. Let him pay what he thinks is acceptable.
It's a sourdough artisan.
We've established that Krill has unlimited money. It doesn't matter.
I run back to the bird.
He's gone.
Listen, I've got you some bread. I start breaking bits off and put them in my hand. I literally purchased sourdough.
No, that looks like a normal batch. No, I'd like some sourdough, please.
I run back to the baker's and ask if they have any sourdough.
There you go, darling. You enjoy yourself. Hello there. So what can I do?
The pigeon's fussy. I need sourdough.
Oh, you should have come back to that woman. She's just had the last bit of sourdough. I can do you a nice olive bread.
No, you're fine. Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. I will give you a gold piece for your sourdough.
A gold piece for a sourdough? Sounds like a right deal. Yeah, I'll go on then. I'll let you have the sourdough for that.
Yeah, okay, done. Thank you.
Oh, bloody hell. And she takes the gold piece and she does that little thing about biting it to make sure. Oh, bloody hell. Can't wait to tell my Terry when I get home that I got the gold piece for a bit of sourdough. I only paid one copper piece for it.
I run back to the pigeon.
Here, Margaret, did you hear this? I just got a gold piece for a sourdough. Yeah, you can tell her back at the War Baron house when you get back there.
This is the best side question.
I return to the pigeon. Sorry, we didn't swap names.
The pigeon has eaten all the bread that you threw him.
My name's Krill. What's your name?
Oh, but did you get the sourdough?
Yeah, I have the sourdough. Here you go.
Oh, he's got the sourdough. He's got the sourdough. Get him. And all of a sudden, you see all of these pigeons come thrashing around, and they're sort of expectantly waiting. Oh, sourdough.
I yoink it back, and I say, right, lads, listen. You can have the sourdough, but you have to do something for me first.
Oh, sourdough there, yes.
Have any of you seen a hobgoblin in town recently?
Ooh, yes.
I need more. Right.
Oh, sorry. It's established recently. I'm a bird. The concept of time is a little bit different for me. Ooh.
Okay.
For example, it feels like a long time since you said you'd go over your sourdough, and I still haven't had the sourdough.
Oh, best NPC ever.
Is that right? Hobgoblins, yes or no? And where?
Yes.
And where?
Here.
Where's here?
Here.
Like the market?
Can I have the sourdough now?
The market or the city as a whole?
I'm not going to say anything until me and my friends get more sourdough.
I break off a few bits and sprinkle it. Where, more specifically?
There's 10 of us and you only gave us 7 bits.
I break off more sourdough and drop some crumbs. And right, you can have the whole loaf if you just answer my questions.
Hang on a minute.
Oh, It's a good job podcasts aren't just an audio medium.
I've got that, baby, don't worry.
For the listeners, Nathan Peterson just did an incredible mime of 10 pigeons eating sourdough bread.
Off the floor.
Of course, given the camera angle, it probably looked like I was filleting myself. But there you go. Right.
I thought Kent had come back.
What was you saying? And they fly off. No, they don't. That is. I'm now messing with you. Right. Let's get this done. Right. Yeah. That was lovely. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hobgoblin, where?
Here.
Can you be more specific about here?
Around here.
Could you take me to where you saw them?
And he sort of flies up, and you see him sort of fly basically to the edge of one of the market, essentially where you walked into the market first at the beginning of the day, and then just sort of lands.
I run over there and say, Did he go into one of these buildings?
No, here. And then he sort of flies back up, and he flies to basically the other end of the market.
I run after him.
Can I just say, I think it's out of character for Krill not to press for a name.
I did ask, and he ignored me.
Try again.
I run after him and say, "What's your name?"
It seems unimportant at this stage. We're in a business transaction now, and you don't need my name. I didn't ask your name. Anyway, here.
Did he go into any buildings over here?
No, I didn't see him in any. And he flaps a wind out and he goes, "Are they buildings?"
Yes, it's an inside. Did he go inside anything?
No, I didn't see him in any buildings. Then no. Also, I saw him over here. And he flies up, and he sort of flies to sort of back where you first met him, and lands.
Did I run after him? I saw him
here.
Did he speak to anyone?
Yes.
Could you tell me who he spoke to?
Don't know who they are. Not pigeons.
You could show me.
No, they're not here anymore. Ooh.
I'm very close to giving up on what I thought would be a genius idea.
I'll tell you what, I'll go back to the other group and I'll let you have a little think. Right, we're back with the other group, with the Tory haters.
Well, I for one think they need a coffee chain here. You can't just have artisan coffee houses everywhere. You don't get the same quality of brew wherever you go, do you? That's the real problem.
Yeah, but consistency is a big price to pay for consistency, Gregor. That's the thing. I completely understand your point that sometimes that an independent retailer will let you down, but that you can't tar all independent retailers with the same brush, and because ultimately you know those the best independent coffee will always be better than the best chain coffee. Yes, you do get the consistency, but I don't think it's a price worth paying.
I mean, I do see your point, yes, I suppose, but I guess if you got the chains as well, you know, they pop up on the road, so if you're walking down to the Silver Moon or wherever you're off to, there's always going to be a main coffee house. That's the main point I'm trying to make, I guess. Anyway, what are we going to do around the city here?
I head back to Krill. Well, so yes, just to summarise for all those that are listening, I saw him in various spots around this area. I did see him talking to people that are no longer here. I feel that's relevant in particular. And yes, and the lovely sourdough. He never gave me any sourdough. In fact, he never talked to me. Thank you for talking to me. People often just kick us.
If I tried to describe the water baron to the pigeon and ask if the hobgoblin spoke to that person, is the pigeon going to be able to understand?
Probably.
Midnight blue, multicoloured hair.
Multicoloured hair. That's a lovely way of saying she's going a bit grey.
Yeah, I'll try that. I'll try and describe the water baron and ask if he recognises her as somebody who may have spoken to the hobgoblin.
No, I don't. So yeah, you adequately do that. You managed to describe a woman you saw only minutes ago. The pigeon just, I didn't see any of that. And he turns around to, did anyone see the hobgoblin? Did anyone see him talking to this woman? And it describes basically what you just said. And no, none of us saw. We've seen the woman around here, but we none of us saw him talking to her.
Could you describe the woman he was speaking to, or the person that the hobgoblin was speaking to?
Small. Smaller than you. Smaller than him. Points to like one of the market stall people. Smaller than her. Points to one of the other market people who are humans, by the way, worth noting. So small, yes.
Was there more than one of them? Small people?
Not at the same time, no, but yes.
So this hobgoblin's spoken to multiple small people at different times?
Yes, and I've not seen them around since.
Ooh.
Right, excellent. I crumble up the rest of the sourdough, and I just sort of sprinkle it around where all the birds are, and just thank them for their help. And then I return to the party.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Dice and Desire. We really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave us a review. Also, go check out our Instagram and Twitter pages. The handle for both is Dice and Desire. So, until next time, stay safe, adventurers.
Welcome to Roleplay Retcon Studios, located at the nexus of all alternate universes, including the sexy vampire ones.
Ooh.
At Roleplay Retcon, we remake famously disappointing movies using comedy, hindsight, and tabletop RPGs.
Like Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes, but specifically not Dungeons and Dragons. We take a second pass at guilty pleasures like Batman and Robin or Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and even some controversial favorites like Twilight.
But I love those movies.
We do too, and all of the movies we do have something to love. If they didn't, there would be nothing to reimagine. At the end of each series, we compare our vision to the original films, because why the not?
I can't wait to listen to Roleplay Retcon on nerdsmith.org or wherever you get podcasts.
I'm gonna listen to it before you do.